Hi, everyone. It is April 14th, 2014, flipped staff meeting time. We have a lot to share, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. I hope everyone enjoyed the great weekend. So, what's coming up? Report cards go home on Monday, April 14th. We have committee meetings also after school on the 14th, and in lieu of a staff meeting, since we're doing the flipped staff meeting, you'll go right to committees at 3:35. Here are our following committees. Integrated Arts, will you please focus on the art show coming up during the spring concert? Second grade play, and the blue ribbon wall. I've had a dad that is willing to build any sort of trophy case that we decide we want. So we need to figure out where it is and what it should look like. We can start the designs. I'll be around to come talk to you guys. For our technology committee, we can celebrate our great tech walk, look at the money we've earned and how we're going to spend it on iPads, and how much more money we may need in order to get the iPads that we want and need. The Wellness Committee, Mr. Bamforth and Mrs. Thornburg will lead you in our efforts there. I know they have a district wellness committee on Tuesday. PBS, led by Heidi and Dave, will continue to look at our behavior data and see how we're doing. Collaborative PLCs this week are on Tuesday morning. There are only PLCs this week since we have a short week due to the beginnings of spring break. As Dave and I walk through your classrooms this week, and when we get back from spring break, we'll be looking for some math norms posted in addition to what we always look for. And our last day of RTI is May 16th. I know a lot of you have been asking to get that date on your schedule. And the Teach Like a Pirate book club. I have not forgotten about this. And once we figure out how we're making up the snow days, I will let you know when the next one is scheduled. Also, I have some really good news. In working with the Delaware Principals Academy, we are going to bring him to Delaware, possibly Dover Downs or maybe Cape High School in January of next year. So exciting. Okay, makeup days before snow. Because of the snow. There's Olaf, and he loves warm hugs. Students will be attending school on May 23rd instead of having the PD day. Teachers, no official word yet, but it seems that it will be a mix of chip time and adding 30 minutes to the teacher day. We're waiting on CHEA and the district office to come to agreement and let us know. Once they decide if we're adding 30 minutes, we as a school will decide if that's before or after school. Okay, One Book, One School is rapidly approaching. This is the reading initiative I've been talking about for our whole school, grades K through 5. We're going to begin with lots of hype and a kickoff assembly. This week, we're going to place paw prints around and have students make predictions as to why these prints might be showing up in our building. 5th grade already started. Monday, April 28th, we will have a kickoff assembly, times to be announced this week, and Brandy and the committee are working on this. Also on this day, we will get copies of the books into everyone's hands, and a parent letter will be sent home, explaining to the parents exactly what we're doing. Every student will obviously receive that book and a calendar for their reading. Mallory is going to be organizing a Penny for Paul's fundraiser to go along with the book. And each day there are going to be trivia questions and prizes. The committee decided that we're going to use books as prizes for the answers. This will lead into a summer reading program. Sheena Gossett and I are meeting on Thursday at 10:30 to figure out exactly what we're doing for this. And how can you help? Ask your grade level committee person. We had somebody from each grade level represented. And support the program through your newsletters. Make sure the kids are still reading. Instead of doing your normal reading log, please have them read Because of Winn-Dixie. I'm so excited about this initiative. I hope you guys are too. Okay, summatives, roster verification, and goals. Oh my. There's a lot going on. Prior to break, please log into Bloomboard and check out the goals that you set at the beginning of the year. Just as a reminder for yourself as we're doing our end of the year benchmarking, decassing, dibbling, etc. Log in to make sure that you have all your ducks in a row and know what your goals are. You may print them out and keep them close. If you're in grades 3 through 5 and are a Group 1 educator, please make sure that you've verified your roster. I think we're 100%, but before I verify mine, I'd like you to go back and check. Summatives will be coming up sooner rather than later, so everyone will meet to discuss goals, and about half of you will have a summative as well. We'll chat about that as it gets closer to the time. Okay, DCAS results for Spring 1 in reading. I'd really like you to check how we moved from fall to spring. And we've done extremely well, but we do have some room to grow when we test again in May. All students for reading, at the beginning of the year, we had 89 students with ones, and now we only have 23 students with ones. We had 67 students with twos, and now 36 with twos. We cut that down by almost a half. And we had 173 threes and fours, and now we have 269 threes and fours. So we're making a lot of progress. So 82% are meeting the standard, and our goal is 95. And then our growth target is 85%, and we're at a 73 for that right now. You can also check out the different subgroups and how well they're doing for reading. Take your time and look at that, or you can go back to the slide. This is also available on Data Service Center for everyone. And here's our math results, which are actually much better than reading. We're at 88% meeting the standard. We had 142 in the fall. And because I'm really good at math now, thanks to Nancy, we have 285 now meeting the standard in the spring, which is double plus one. Exciting. Right now, we only have 7 ones in the whole school in math, and I'm sure we'll move those all up, and 31 PL2s. Also, look down the way. Very excited about some of our subgroups and how well they're doing right away. And I'm sure by the end of the spring 2, we'll have a lot more meeting the standard. 80% right now of our students that are low income are meeting the standard, which is phenomenal. Okay, we started instructional rounds. 3rd and 4th grade teachers observed each other teaching a number talk this past week during their PLC time. We had some really great discussions about what we noticed and what we wondered, and the 3rd and 4th grade teachers were both impressed with each other. 4th grade was so excited to see the 3rd grade's works on fractions, and 3rd grade was so excited to see where the students have gone in 4th grade and to see some of their past students. So K through 2 and 5th grade teachers will be doing the same after spring break. I love the little graphic there with all the teachers holding hands, instructional rounds. Really excited. This is taking our school to a really different level and showing how well we all work together as a group. It's really appreciated. So don't forget about that picture over to the right is the light at the end of the tunnel. The first light at the end of the tunnel, spring break at the end of the week. But the light at the end of the tunnel is the school year. It's going to be over before we can blink our eyes. So don't forget about staying focused until the end of the year. Sometimes it's hard with so much going on. Make sure we still have homework going on. It doesn't have to be a great deal, but it should be Winn-Dixie starting next week. And it's a great time to differentiate the homework. Some parents, this is the only glimpse they have into our school day. So we need to make homework quality rather than quantity and make it meaningful for every student. Walkthroughs, we're going to focus on those talk moves, differentiation, and adherence to Common Core standards. Not much more than we normally do, but Dave and I will still be around each week. And if you want us to focus on anything, let's talk as a school improvement team to keep that moving. This last part of the school year is when we really want to prepare students for the next school year. I know you guys can see me with my hands over my head. We got to push it a little farther, on our shoulders to get better and better. And that's what I think about this next part of the school year. We need to make sure we're working on goal setting with students, especially in grades 3 through 5, or any student that have set goals from the beginning of the year. In order to meet or exceed those, we should be having those conversations. My plan is to get around and meet with all the 1s and 2s in grades 3 through 5 at the beginning part of April. Looking forward to that. Also, don't forget about following the classroom behavior management system. This time of year, it seems that sometimes we go from 0 to 60, and because of maybe frustrations or they should know it this time of year, but we do have our clip chart in place for a reason. So let's please follow that closely as we go through the remainder of the year. The summer bookmobile, remember if you want to sign up for any Wednesday during the summer, starting July 9th through August 13th, let me know. I have a list already started. Like I said, Sheena Gossett and I are working on a summer reading program. More deets to follow on that one. And social media, we've had quite a few incidents lately, good, bad, and indifferent, dealing with social media. Unfortunately, there's a lot of good that goes out there, and social media can brand our school and make us such a great place. And of course, I use it to learn on Twitter, as I know many of you do. But sometimes people can say things about us on social media, or about our classroom, or about our instruction, or about anything. And it can infuriate you, but we have to rise above it. Don't get in a tit for tat or a back and forth with parents or community members that want to say nasty things. Unfortunately, it's going to happen. Happens to me often, and we have to take the higher road, even though it's tough. You are great. I know you're great. You know you're great. So don't let one bad apple spoil the bunch. Rise above it. It's hard sometimes, I know. Okay. Well, I'd like to give a big thanks and congratulations to Cheryl, Jeannie, and the tech committee and the entire staff for making our tech walk such a success. We raised over $3,000 for a tech fund to purchase the iPads. It was such a beautiful night and so much fun, and it's so nice to see our staff out there participating. Before we go for this evening, I just want to take a moment of silence for Mrs. Tricia Martin, Dr. Tricia Martin, and her daughter Taryn, who lost their lives this weekend in a tragic car accident. I didn't have the honor of knowing Taryn, but Trish and I worked together in the Milford School District as teachers and became assistant principals and principals around the same time. She and I worked together in the Delaware Principals Academy. It's a huge loss to have her and, of course, her beautiful daughter lose their lives this weekend. Pray for them. It makes me grateful and thankful for all of you and my family and all we have. So let's just remember them and honor them and not take life for granted. I appreciate all of you. Have a great week and a well deserved spring break.